An institution of California culture just made a move that has everyone questioning what's happening to the state. We're talking about In-N-Out, the burger chain that's as Californian as sunshine, beaches, and palm trees swaying in warm breezes. This isn't some corporate transplant or recent arrival. It's a homegrown success story that generations of Californians grew up loving. When the CEO recently discussed challenges facing her business within California, reactions ranged from supportive understanding to outright hostility. Some people heard legitimate concerns about regulatory complexity, taxation burdens, and cost of living pressures. Others heard a billionaire complaining about inconveniences. I think both groups are partially correct, but missing the broader implications. This isn't really about one executive's personal struggles or whether wealthy people deserve sympathy. It's about warning signs that California's business environment has deteriorated to the point where even culturally embedded companies consider alternatives. Current unemployment data supports this narrative. California now holds America's worst jobless rate alongside Nevada. That statistic alone should concern everyone. Then consider the steady stream of corporate headquarters relocating toward states like Texas, Florida, and Arizona. These patterns aren't accidental. They reveal systemic problems that California's leadership seems reluctant to acknowledge honestly. So we're digging into the actual numbers, examining why companies leave, and asking difficult questions about California's economic future. Recent employment statistics reveal that California now shares the nation's peak jobless rate with Nevada. The Golden State's unemployment figure climbed marginally to 5.4% recently, significantly surpassing the country's 4.1% average. NBC Bay Area correspondent Alyssa Gord explored why job hunters currently face exceptional challenges. Dylan Keown Nepomuceno, a San Francisco local, feels fortunate about his employment status, though numerous acquaintances and relatives have experienced terminations. Many individuals he knows continue searching for work opportunities. Learning about the fresh federal statistics placing California alongside Nevada at 5.4% unemployment didn't shock him. Michael Bernick, legal counsel at Duane Morris and California's previous Labor Department chief, believes multiple elements contribute: recruitment expenses, tariff unpredictability, immigration concerns, and artificial intelligence advancement. The data doesn't indicate rising terminations necessarily. However, organizations are implementing recruitment freezes or halting hiring choices. Workers expressed gratitude for their positions while acknowledging the strain from unfilled vacancies at their workplaces. The state recorded gains in sectors like private education and healthcare services, yet experienced an overall reduction of 6,100 positions during June. San Francisco State University students shared their strategies, considering internships initially to accumulate practical experience. They're seeking methods to distinguish themselves in this competitive market, particularly within the Bay Area's white-collar sector. Competition has reached levels unseen across 47 years, according to Bernick. Job hunters face demanding circumstances. While positions continue appearing, securing them demands considerable persistence. Despite the reporter's analysis in that segment, numerous factors beyond immigration and artificial intelligence affect employment losses. He avoids addressing genuine causes behind California's joblessness and corporate departures. Being from the Bay Area, discussing authentic reasons for this business withdrawal and elevated unemployment appears uncomfortable. Interestingly, healthcare represents the sole sector adding positions. They consistently pour substantial funding into healthcare through government contracts and similar arrangements. As stated, the unemployment percentage increased by 1/10 of a point to 5.4, marking the nation's peak rate. Although Gavin Newsom and state Democrats frequently highlight California as the world's fourth or fifth largest economy, we now hold America's worst unemployment record. A study examining purchasing power reveals that California's true economic standing drops to 11th position, barely ahead of Italy when accounting for expenses. The ranking nearly doubles downward from their proclaimed fourth or fifth position. They construct an image of prosperity, yet substantial problems lurk beneath the surface. The In-N-Out CEO's recent comments have circulated widely, warranting discussion. This morning brought news that In-N-Out's leader plans relocating from California. Currently, the burger chain's main offices remain here, though the company constructs a fresh Eastern center in Tennessee. Numerous corporate staff members are also transferring. President and CEO Lindsay Snyder explains her family's relocation doesn't diminish her affection and gratitude toward California. Establishing families proves difficult here. Operating enterprises presents challenges here. The majority of our locations will continue existing throughout California, but having operations there and expanding there will be excellent. Snyder's statements and this relocation triggered online criticism. Some burger chain enthusiasts view this as abandoning the state that established her enterprise. Snyder addressed Instagram attempting clarification, stating they're not abandoning California or their origins. Tennessee expansion offers In-N-Out team members fantastic chances to purchase homes, establish families, and participate in expansion across different American regions. This sparked considerable criticism because people responded with sentiments like, "Poor billionaire lady worth $6 billion must flee California. Being incredibly wealthy in California is so challenging." This misses the genuine issue regarding taxation frameworks and regulations, the difficulty of managing businesses, and their attempts to heavily tax wealthy individuals regarding income and taxation throughout California. Someone who, if you're driving away the CEO of In-N-Out, a quintessential California company, so stereotypically Californian, it's woven into our culture. That's quite severe. This demonstrates California's business, regulatory, and taxation structure is so hostile, not merely at the business level, but personally too, that even a California institution's CEO willingly relocates entirely across the nation just to escape California. This requires mentioning because everyone anticipated this outcome when they enacted higher minimum compensation for fast food employees because it kept climbing upward, initially $16, then $18, finally reaching $20 hourly. They observed a decrease in fast food employees. The state lost roughly 18,000 positions, according to fresh National Bureau of Economic Research findings. NBER reports indicate the compensation increase from $16 to $20 hourly seemingly backfired on workers, with the state's fast food industry experiencing employment decline by 2.7% or 18,000 positions compared to other national regions. In-N-Out famously pays employees even better wages, so that can't explain it. Everything connects to what I want to explore. Appropriately, the Public Policy Institute of California recently completed and released a fresh study. This provides fascinating examination material. Several crucial findings from this research merit exploring regarding companies abandoning California headquarters. There's clearly momentum and withdrawal of businesses leaving California. Specific figures and charts deserve highlighting. The Public Policy Institute of California produces excellent work, so their publications reflect thorough research. That's why I wanted to present this information. This initial chart displays that California headquartered companies increasingly relocate elsewhere, taking positions with them. In-N-Out isn't a perfect illustration since they're maintaining their main offices within California. However, considering companies like Tesla, Facebook, and other corporations departing California, the Silicon Valley major tech firms moving to Austin and similar locations, those entities are relocating. Numerous headquarters are departing. The line representing relocation to California descends steeply, continuing downward. Meanwhile, relocation from California ascends. The cumulative net headquarters and headquarters job loss continues climbing. A clear trend emerges that doesn't align with Gavin Newsom's desires or California Democratic Sacramento leadership preferences. These headquarters departing California typically move toward larger or adjacent states. Unsurprisingly, Texas appears as the primary destination for these California refugee corporations. Tesla relocated to Austin. Facebook or Meta also moved to Texas. Nevada sits right across state boundaries. New York surprised me. I didn't anticipate substantial New York movement. Florida, Arizona, these states all feature superior tax structures and fewer restrictions. Positions at relocating headquarters follow similar patterns. Again, Texas and Florida, along with other states like Virginia. Well, Virginia has Glenn Youngkin governing, so that's plausible. New York continues surprising me that New York attracts numerous corporate positions and corporate headquarters from California. Departing California headquarters favor states featuring reduced taxes and lighter regulation. Regulations and reduced taxes and lighter regulations appear most crucial to them. that seemingly drives many decisions, logically explaining why In-N-Out moved not their headquarters, but moved to Tennessee for another facility. Other companies like Tesla are moving to Texas. Business isn't welcomed here in California. California's structure isn't friendly toward businesses. I believe In-N-Out's CEO receives substantial criticism because it feels more personal to Californians, correct? This California institution, literally palm trees, automobiles, and drive-throughs, represents such quintessential California culture that the CEO departing and establishing another Tennessee facility while not relocating headquarters, she's not moving headquarters, feels like an awakening for many people. If you're frightening away In-N-Out's CEO, a California institution, how problematic is California? We've witnessed the nation's highest unemployment percentage, tied with Nevada. We suffer terrible business regulations and taxes, elevated corporate taxation. We maintain higher income taxation for numerous individuals, especially CEOs. They're taking their prosperity elsewhere. Greater opportunities exist in states like Texas, Arizona, Nevada, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, all offering substantially more opportunities for thriving and conducting business. California, Democrats never seem to consider that businesses can relocate. Businesses can depart. They're not trapped here, not chained to California, preventing departure. Sufficient pressure makes businesses leave. In-N-Out probably represents the loudest warning signal for numerous Californians that if the CEO publicly announces she's leaving California and establishing a fresh office location, that's probably the strongest indication that California genuinely needs transforming its business hostile attitude and adapting before everything collapses, unemployment surges, and all businesses start departing and heading toward exits. California hasn't constructed a fresh oil refinery since 1976, and remaining facilities are closing or departing. That's a problem previously discussed. The state now considers re-entering that field. Regulations and extreme laws are forcing businesses and families outward. It makes business sense. If you'll generate better profits and locate somewhere with lighter regulations and easier business operations, you'll move to these other states. It's rather obvious. However, In-N-Out, I believe, was the most significant case pushing people to question, wait, how problematic is